Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us on The Conversation, coming to you live on Lagos Television. I am Ajibola Ojeshola.
Good morning and welcome to The Conversation. I am Joy Olu.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adibimpe Omotayo.
Adibimpe, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
You know, I'm sure that our audience, they will be looking at Joy now as very beautiful, with all the pancake on her face. What she goes through daily before getting to work.
The more reason why
it is better imagined than experienced.
Thank you. But
because she doesn't live in Lagos.
They said 6 weeks. This is week 1.
Okay.
So 5 weeks.
So how far have they gone?
They're still there.
They're still there.
Have they started work, or is still the demarcation?
No, they've started work.
Oh, okay.
For me, it's a slow pace, but at least something is going on there.
Or maybe they work more at night.
At night.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one part that we saw that's close to New Garage.
Okay.
They are done there, so they are leaving the thing to get dry before they will open it up.
Okay.
And then when they are done on this side, then they will move to...
Don't worry, just renew your hope in the federal government. The federal government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing everything humanly possible to give you, or to give all Nigerians rather, dividends of democracy. And so there's no pain without gain. For you to have a smooth ride on that road, you need to go through some pains for some time. But when exactly it's going to end is what I really do not know, because there is something always wrong on that particular section of this country.
Yeah, because you have a lot of heavy-duty trucks.
If an articulate vehicle is not
breaking
down, it's going on fire. It is, they are hitting each other.
Yeah, a lot of things happen on that.
That axis is quite busy, and if federal government deems it fit to rehabilitate, to get things right, yeah, we will support them.
It is well with those living in Ogun State. That is what I'll
those who live in Ogun State and work in Lagos.
They live in Ogun State, they work in Lagos.
Where do you pay your tax?
Both. It's 50-50.
Don't worry.
That's another conversation. Let's just enjoy.
All right, let's go straight to business. From that Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to my first news point for today, and it's coming from The Guardian. Chaos as Umahi defends 3.4 trillion works budget. Chaos erupted at the National Assembly on Wednesday as the Minister of Works, David Umahi, defended his ministry's 3.4 trillion 2026 budget, triggering heated exchanges, procedural breakdowns, and an open confrontation among lawmakers over road contract, budgetary priorities, and accountability. The Joint Committee on Works of the Senate and House of Reps had convened to scrutinize the ministry proposed capital expenditure and interrogate the implementation of ongoing projects. What was expected to be a routine budget defense focused on how Nigeria plans to spend over 3.2 trillion naira on federal road infrastructure quickly degenerated into disorder as lawmakers openly challenged the minister's explanations. Tensions peaked following a sharp exchange between Umahi and Senator Adams Oshiomhole, APC Edo North, who questioned the controversial withdrawal of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano road from construction giant Julius Berger and its alleged reassignment to Mikano, a company lawmakers said was better known for generator manufacturing than large-scale highway construction. Oshiomhole demanded clarity on the contractor's technical competence, transparency in procurement, and value for money on one of Nigeria's most strategic road corridors. In response, Umahi dismissed the insinuations and challenged lawmakers to inspect the project firsthand, vowing to resign if the road failed quality standards. I invite the committee to visit the site. If the road is not up to standard, I'll throw in the towel, the minister said, insisting he had full confidence in the contractor's work. The budget defense soon shifted from policy scrutiny to a legislative showdown when Senator Onyekachi Nwabonyi, APC Ebonyi North, clashed with Deputy Minority Whip Senator Rufai Hanga. Let me flip to another paragraph. Beyond the theatrics, Umahi presented detailed breakdown of the ministry's budget and the status of federal road project of the 3.245 trillion naira capital allocation proposed for 2026, It said 760 billion is earmarked for new projects across 6 geopolitical zones. It stressed that these projects are separate from the 4 legacy projects inherited from the previous administration. The minister disclosed that President Bola Tinubu inherited over 2,000 ongoing projects valued at 13 trillion as of May 2023, excluding NNPCL tax credit project, which the National Oil Company has since withdrawn from. According to MAI, an additional 7 trillion will be required to sustain and complete the inherited project, while contractors are currently hold more than 2.2 trillion, worsening delays nationwide. Addressing lawmakers' concerns over several 14 million project entries in the budget, including the Ekpene Road, Umahi described them as accountable placeholders or optical illusions, insisting that they did not represent the actual cost of the project. He also lamented poor capital releases in 2025, revealing that only about 9% of the 2.2 trillion capital allocation was released in 2025. Umahi assured lawmakers that sections of key legacy road projects will be completed and ready for commissioning between May and December 2026. So that's it. Chaos as Umahi defends 3.4 trillion works budget for 2026. The way and manner we call figures in this country is frightening. 3.4 trillion naira 2026 projects for Ministry of Works.
For one ministry. For one ministry, 3.4 trillion naira.
But ordinarily, which would you prefer? Julius Berger or
Mikano? Of course. Julius Berger has a history.
Are known for construction.
They are known for construction. And apart from that, whatever they do, it's quality project. It's something you can go back to, you can refer to, as quality work done. I don't understand. Mekano, that everybody knows that it is generator. They manufacture cars now.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they are into manufacturing of cars too.
Maybe they are also into road construction.
Maybe they are into
diversifying.
Yes, diversification.
But Ajibola, till now, I didn't see the reason. Is it to cut costs? Is it Mikano's bid was cheaper than Julius Berger? They didn't give us. Why would you move, from what you know
to what you don't know
for an unknown?
But again, he has said that he has invited the committee to come and scrutinize and inspect the project, and he's willing
to resign.
When was the road done? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or last year. Of course, if they go and inspect it now, it will still be nice. We're talking about 6 years. We're talking about 7 years' time.
But for me, beyond the 3.4 trillion budgetary allocation for Ministry of Works in the 2026 budget, the minister also lamented that it was only a fraction of the budget of the ministry that was released in 2025. Why would you allocate a particular sum of money without ensuring that those budget allocations are released at the end of the day for the ministry to implement some of its projects?
And you are still doing work, and you are still working.
Someone said if they explain Nigeria to you and understand, they do not explain it to you.
There are a lot of under the table that we cannot understand fully, and it's not everything he will explain, out there.
Some will be behind closed doors.
Okay, behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors. The one that really got me in this report were the 2 senators who always beat themselves.
They were claiming seniority.
I can't imagine how petty this.
I want these old men can be. He got a particular number of votes to be elected as a senator.
To be elected,
I senior you with votes.
I senior you with how many votes? Grown up men, people's fathers.
Okay, Adebimpe, let's take yours.
Okay, yes, this is one story that, religious freedom violations, APC, NNPP back Kwankwaso as US sanctions, tension rises. The All Progressives Congress and the New Nigeria People's Party have rejected the proposed visa bans and asset freezes recommended by United States lawmakers against ex-Kano State Governor Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria and the Miyetti Allah Kauta Hori over alleged violations of religious freedoms in Nigeria. The bill, titled the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, was introduced in the U.S. House of Representatives by Representative Chris Smith alongside Reps Riley Moore, Brian Mast, and Bill Hozenga. The bill recommends visa bans and asset freezes under the Global Magnitsky Human Rights Accountability Act against individuals and entities accused of involvement in religious freedom abuses. The APC criticized the proposed sanctions, insisting that the allegations alone could not justify curtailing Kwankwaso's freedom of movement without a fair hearing and due process. And speaking with this medium yesterday, the APC Director of Publicity, Bala Ibrahim, described the United States as a symbol of democracy and cautioned its government against taking action solely based on allegations. I'll flip right down to the NMPP, the other party, who on the other hand described the planned censure of its national leader as blackmail. At a press conference in Abuja also yesterday, the opposition party expressed shock over the inclusion of Kwankwaso in the proposed sanctions list, while dismissing any suggestions that he was responsible for religious freedoms violations. The National Publicity Secretary of the party, Ladipo Johnson, stated that we see this development as a contrived action against an innocent man who clearly has no relationship with religious fundamentalism in Nigeria. I'm going to stop here because it's quite long. Yes, Kwankwaso and Miyetti Allah and the other group have been sanctioned by the U.S. as, you know, part of those causing alleged violations of religious freedoms in Nigeria.
Anyway, it's still an allegation.
It's an allegation, and I don't think they should stop him now, because that is what the argument is. That, okay, for now, is it that if he has a visa, will it be cancelled? He cannot go to the United States. You can't start to treat him as if he's been convicted. Okay,
yeah,
he has not been tried. He hasn't been taken to court or tried or investigated. So it is still an allegation, and we're looking forward to any development.
Let's come to Lagos.
Sanwo-Olu inaugurates Renewed Hope ambassadors, donate 20 vehicles. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Wednesday inaugurated 20 coordinators for the Renewed Hope Ambassadors Initiative, a grassroots engagement project designed to communicate the policies and programs of President Bola Tinubu to residents across the state. It was stated that the governor also donated 20 vehicles to support the coordinators' activities in their respective local government areas. At the inauguration ceremony, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the initiative was aimed at deepening public awareness of the Tinubu administration's reforms and achievements rather than launching a political campaign. And I quote, "This project is an activation of our resolution and commitment to the belief we hold dear. It is an activation of like minds who believe in the message of renewed hope of our leader, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu." He says, "Today we appoint local government coordinators for Renewed Hope ambassadors in Lagos. They have been chosen to populate the achievements of the Tinubu administration. The aim of this project is not to kick off any campaign, but to create awareness about the successes we have seen in the last 3 years. These ambassadors will go from neighborhood to neighborhood to let people be aware of the commitments given by the president and what has been delivered so far. The aim is to ensure the messages are communicated to all citizens in their languages." End of quote. I think it's self-explanatory.
It is, and we also saw it yesterday. It was transmitted live on Lagos television when those ambassadors of Renewed Hope were sworn in, and they're expected to go to the grassroots level to preach the gospel of the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. It is not time for campaign yet, so don't try to misunderstand what they did yesterday. It is just an assignment for them to go into the nooks and different areas of the state to preach the gospel of renewed hope, just in case many are not familiar with some of the programs of Mr. President, which are targeted at making life better for all Nigerians. And it's a good one anyway, and we expected all the ambassadors to go all out there and preach the gospel of renewed hope. At least we have benefited from the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President. Don't you collect minimum wage? 70,000 naira minimum wage? Your BRP? So we will continue to renew our hope, and we'll continue to believe in the agenda of Mr. President. Fortunately enough, the 2027 elections is knocking on the door, and so we'll leave Nigerians to decide where the pendulum will swing at the end of the day. But for us here, we are not partisan, we are not politicians, we don't get involved in politics. We leave Nigerians to judge at the end of the day. So we say kudos to Mr. Governor for the inauguration of the Renewed Hope Ambassadors yesterday right here in Lagos. So those are the news points. We'll move to the X platform now and see what is trending. What do I call these ruffle fights between Cubana Chief Priest and of course ever controversial Isaac Fayose. And the kind of language, the gutter language they are using for each other is what I don't really understand. Isaac Fayose calling Cubana Chief Priest Malaysian burger, all sort of names. And
he also called him an ugly fat fowl. You don't do that. You can't create anything. You can't create any human being. It's just like cursing. It's just like cursing the Almighty that created Cubana Chief Priest. Like God created you badly. You have no right to insult people like that. Isaac Fayose is known for his controversial way of speaking. I remember when he had his clash with his older brother, the former governor of Ekiti State. He went all out on social media also to call him out, to call his wife out. He was.
So if he can do that to his brother,
exactly.
He likes
older
chasing
brother,
clouds.
and he said all Igbo people are greedy.
That for me was derogatory
because of just one person.
It was uncalled for.
Why generalize? It is not nice. We are calling ourselves, one nation. Why would somebody just want to keep on tearing this nation apart? Why somebody is trying to put it together? You single-handedly, you are no, it's not nice. No.
Yes, the being is very correct, and I hope that as a Fayose will be man enough to apologize for calling Cubana Chief Priest all sorts of names that are not
to the Igbo people.
And apologize to the Igbo
people.
Huh?
And he should also apologize to the Igbo people.
Absolutely. Whether you are Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, we are one Nigeria, we are brothers, we are sisters, and that's the message we should continue to preach to strengthen the unity of the country. We should not get involved in statements that will put fire into the unity fabric of the nation. And for me, some people just go online without censoring what they put there, without any sense of caution, and I don't know. Isaac Fayose is someone very, very, very peculiar, and anytime he's on social media, he does not caution his statement. He does not comport himself, and all sort of things that it is well, Sha. We hope they will find a meeting point to settle their differences at the end of the day. So that's what is trending. Isaac Fayose and Cubana Chief Priest, giving it to each other on the social media platform. We'll take a very quick break on the program at this moment. When we come back, we'll be looking at Yoruba monarchy, history, and royal dignity. And for me, I see some royal fathers these days, and I laugh, honestly, because I'm a student of history, and I read quite a number of books, how our royal fathers were respected in those days. But now, they do all sorts of things. They get involved in politics, and they throw shades at each other publicly. And for me, this kind of attitude is not befitting of our Yoruba monarchy. And fortunately enough, our guest this morning is a prince, so he'll be able to do justice to this particular topic, which will be the first leg of our conversation on the program this morning. We'll go on that short break. We'll be back.